Hi, I'm Leslie Kail Villarreal, and this is a very old class. It's over 10 years old, called Cowboys and Indians, and it's a class I used to teach. It's good for beginners, but I did use a little bit too much solder and too much heat on my torch back then, so please watch out so that you don't do the same. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this class and you can learn something from it. If you would like to see some of my recent classes or take some other classes from me that might pique your interest, please be sure to visit my website at lesliecailvillarreal.com. This is a really fun class. There's lots of soldering and building and using of metal stamps and stampings to build and design a three-part drop pendant. The main focal mounted to a triangle is a design from India. It's a peacock. And the rest are southwestern stampings. That's the cowboy part. I'll be using repousse dies that can be used with the hydraulic press, or if you don't have a hydraulic press, you can find a lot of these stamping tools that have a male and female component, such as Jerry Tucker's tools, which are very difficult to find these days, but you can find similar tools like this on Etsy. You can check out 5 boxes on Etsy, and he does even have a peacock if you wanted to try to make something similar to what I made here. You can also just buy the conchos pre-stamped on AutoFry and Rio Grande's websites. I'm sorry, but there is no tool supply list or any templates available for the free version of this class. However, here is a screenshot of the template shapes that I used. You can pause the video and take a screenshot of the templates and maybe size them up and see if they work for you. So the goal of this class is to make a 3-part pendant, and this is the one you're going to be making here. Okay, hold it up for you to see. So this is the choker, this is the cowboy part, and this is called the cowboy connector, and this is the Indian focal, and you can decorate them however you want. The cowboy connectors, you'll have, I'm giving you 3 options, but one of them you don't need any stamps whatsoever. So if stamping's not your thing, or you're just not really into stamping, that's okay, because you can make this one. And this one is a pre-stamping. It's a daisy concho, and you can get them from AutoFry. And then we just add a little cab to the middle, and you've got a gorgeous little connector that can go here instead of the one that I'm wearing. The one that I'm wearing is called the oval starburst concho, and that is made with a Tucker tool die. So if you want to make that one, unless you've got a 2-part repousse die from someone else, you guys can figure that out. And then of course the third one is this gorgeous butterfly concho, also Tucker tool die. And then let's talk about the Indian die. Okay, so the Indian die, now if you guys have a hydraulic press, you can do all of these repousse dies in your press, and then we will saw it out and decorate it, okay? And one more thing I want to just talk about while I have you here is this little sheet. This is your template sheet, okay? So this helps you get the shapes for all the pieces and components that are in my necklace. And let me just take you right now and show you all of my wonderful stamping tools. Now, for each one of these pieces, I used 2 stamps or less, okay? Not counting the repousse stamps, but the border stamps for decorating. So you don't have to go crazy and buy a bunch of stamps. Certainly don't. You don't have to buy any. You can just have fun and make it and use pre-stamped pieces. Or you might have a new design idea of your own for the center cowboy concho. That's entirely up to you, okay? So right now I'm going to take you down and show you all the stamps that I've been collecting throughout the years, and kind of get you excited about things. And I really hope you enjoyed the class, okay? So let's just go ahead and get started, and I'll show you my metal stamp collection while you guys are ordering things that maybe you'll see something that inspires you, and we'll get going. So here's just a little introduction to the stamps and dies that I own. First up, we have some old vintage blacksmith letter and number stamps, and these are really cool, and mine are super old. I've been collecting them throughout the years, and they're really fun to use, and you can make some interesting pieces with them. This is a little piece that I made a long time ago. It's just a little brooch stamped on copper. These Tucker Tool bump out stamps, I have a free video on how to use these on my free video section. They are usually used in a vise, so they're 2-part stamps, male and female. You don't need a press for these. And I do have a free video also where Jerry Tucker shows you how he stamped out a very cool little fan and we made a concho like this one for a cuff. So this is his oval bump out, and then he just decorated it with fan repousse stamps and border stamps. But these are lots of fun to use, and you can get really creative with those. But you do need to put them in a vise. Like I said, check out my pre-video section on how to use those. These you may have seen before. These are Tucker Tool shot plates, and you put a little ball of silver inside, hit it with a hammer, and it makes a little embellishment that you can solder onto an earring or a ring or a pendant. Now I'm going to show you my hydraulic press, and if you're lucky enough to own a press, you can buy a lot of these dies on Etsy and you can press them out yourself. So you would lay a sheet of metal over the die, and then you would put urethane, or you could also use lead on the very top and press the design into your piece that way. So those are to be used in, some people use them in an arbor press, but hydraulic press is really the best way to use them to get the cleanest impression. I will demonstrate this in class. This little peacock die is called an Indian peacock, and this will be part of the focal that we're using for our class today. The Tucker Tool repousse stamps I'll be demoing in this class will be the butterfly concho, the BFC03, and the other one would be the Starburst, or the SB6. That's the oval concho. And I'll be showing you how to use those. Those are two-part stamps, male and female, and you just simply use a hammer and you hit them and anneal the metal until you get the imprint of the repousse that you're looking for. So those are really fun, really easy to use, and I'll be demoing those in the class. Like I said, you don't have to purchase these. I'm just going over them to show you what your options are. Some other ones that Jerry has are the fan, and then this is the big concho. He has lots of repousse stamps. So I'm going to show you how to decorate around your cowboy conchos with some border stamps. You can decorate around repousse dies, or you can decorate around a bezel cup with these. And these are some just fun stamps that I've collected over the years. Most of the ones here are from the 3 suppliers that I told you about on Facebook. These 2 are from Cody Rutland, and they are gorgeous. They're very expensive though. Cody's stamps are not cheap. I think he charges $65 or $70 for these. They're very expensive. These are from Jean Truillo. This one is from Jean. So these 3 are from Jean, and those are really beautiful. He makes nice stamps. And the rest of these little Indian ones are mostly from Hector Ortega. He makes some great stamps, and got a bunch of his stamps over here too. He makes really great stamps. They are very affordable, and the quality is outrageously good. Now is that they're made out of tool steel. Okay, so if you can get them made out of tool steel, they won't, the stampings will stay crisp, and they'll last you a long time if you take good care of them. Okay, so now I just wanted to let you know too that the stamps I'm going to be using in today's class, I didn't want you to have to buy a ton of supplies. So if you put all of this aside and you don't have a hydraulic press and you want to do some stampings, I'll be showing you how to make these 2. Now you just choose one or the other. You don't need to buy 2 because they're not inexpensive. And maybe you couldn't get one because they do sell out very fast. But if you got one, or even if you didn't get one for the class, I would recommend that you do order one when they become available again. He does short runs of about 40 or 50 each, and he's been making these dies since the 70s. So he's very popular in the communities of stamping, and these dies are 140 for this one, and this one is 104, I think. But you know, the other ones, the fan or the bigger concho, you could probably get. But you can always email Tucker Tool. Just look for tuckertoolco.com, and you'll find his website, and you can get in touch with him there. So what we're going to be doing is I'm just using 3 border stamps because I wanted this to be really, really simple. And those 3 border stamps will give me some great designs. So this is the big one from Jean. This one is from Otto Fry, the little crescent moon, and this one is from Hector Ortega. Now, if you want to buy all your stamps from Hector, he'll have something similar. You know, you don't have to go to all these different suppliers. This is one of Hector's crescents, which is really cool too. And you could do the triangle and the little crescent. You could do lots of stuff, but I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to buy a ton of them, but stamp collecting is really fun, and once you get started, your creativity just kind of gets zooming, and then you just kind of want to run with it. Now, the other thing that is fun to use are nail sets. These are nail sets from Harbor Freight, and you get a pack of 3 of them in different sizes for about $3, $4. And always look for, anytime you buy anything from Harbor Freight, you want to look for the 20% off coupon. You can usually Google Harbor Freight coupon and it will come up, and you'll get 20% off your order. Okay, so, or off of one thing. So this is the little one I used. It's the 1/32 that I used in my stamping. So these are all I used, and these 2 Tucker tool dies to make the cowboy conchos, that connectors that we're going to be working with today. Okay? All right. Now there are 8 more videos in this class, and I will put them all in a playlist so you can watch all 8 of them, including this one that would make 9. Okay, enjoy it. Go on to the next video.